This is AP Environmental Science Chapter 6, The Human Population and Its Impact. This lecture will cover Section 3, How does a population's age structure affect its growth or decline? For this section, there is one key concept. The numbers of males and females in young, middle, and older age groups determine how fast a population grows or declines. A population's age structure helps us to make projections. An important factor determining whether the population of a country increases or decreases is its age structure, which is the numbers or percentages of males and females in young, middle, and older age groups in that population. Population experts construct a population age structure diagram by plotting the percentages or numbers of males and females in the total population in each of three age categories: pre-reproductive, ages 0 to 14, consisting of individuals normally too young to have children; reproductive, ages 15 to 44, consisting of those normally able to have children; and post-reproductive, ages 45 and older, with individuals normally too old to have children. This figure presents generalized age structure for countries with rapid, slow, zero, and negative population growth rates. A country with a large percentage of its people younger than 15 will experience rapid population growth unless death rates rise sharply. Because of this demographic momentum, the number of births in such a country will rise for several decades even if women have an average of only 1 or 2 children each, due to the large number of girls entering their prime reproductive years. In 2012, about 20% of the world's population to 29% in the less developed countries and 16% in more developed countries was under age 15. By 2025, the world's current 1.8 billion people under age 15, roughly 1 of every 4 persons on the planet, will move into their prime reproductive years. The dramatic differences in population age structure between less developed and more developed countries show why most future human population growth will take place in less developed countries. The global population of seniors, people who are 65 and older, is projected to triple by 2050, when 1 of every 6 people will be a senior. This graying of the world's population is due largely to declining birth rates and medical advances that have extended lifespans. In 2012, the 3 nations with the largest percentage of their population aged 65 or older were, in order, Japan, Germany, and Italy. In such countries, the number of working adults is shrinking, and in proportion to the number of seniors, which in turn is slowing the growth of tax revenues in these countries. Some analysts worry about how such societies will support their growing population of seniors. Populations made up mostly of older people can decline rapidly. As the percentage of people aged 65 or older increases, more countries will begin experiencing population declines. If population decline is gradual, its harmful effects usually can be managed. However, some countries are experiencing fairly rapid declines and feeling such effects more severely. Japan has the world's highest percentage of elderly people and the world's lowest percentage of young people. In 2012, Japan's population was 128 million. By 2050, its population is projected to be 95.5 million, a 25% drop. As its population declines, there will be fewer adults working and paying taxes to support an increasingly elderly population. Because Japan discourages immigration, it may face a bleak economic future. As a result, some have called for the country to rely on more robots to do the manufacturing jobs and on selling robots in the global economy to help support its aging population. In China, the growth in numbers of children has slowed because of its one-child policy. As a result, the average age of China's population has been increasing over the past 2 decades at one of the fastest rates ever recorded. While China's population is not yet declining, the UN estimates that by 2025, China is likely to have too few young workers to support its rapidly aging population. This graying of the Chinese population could lead to a declining workforce, higher wages for workers, limited funds for supporting continued economic development, and fewer children and grandchildren to care for the growing number of elderly people. These concerns and other factors may slow economic growth that have led to some relaxation of China's one-child policy control. This figure lists some of the problems associated with rapid population decline. Countries currently faced with rapidly declining populations include Japan, Russia, Germany, Bulgaria, Hungary, Ukraine, Siberia, Greece, Portugal, and Italy. Some problems with rapid population decline could include the threat to the economic growth, labor shortages, less government revenues with fewer workers, less entrepreneurship and new business formation, less likelihood for new technology development, increasing public deficits to fund higher pension and healthcare costs, and pensions that may be cut and retirement age increase. Populations can decline due to a rising death rate, the AIDS tragedy. A large number of deaths from AIDS can disrupt a country's social and economic structure by removing significant numbers of young adults from its population. According to the World Health Organization, between 1981 and 2012, AIDS killed more than 30 million people, 617,000 in the United States. Unlike hunger and malnutrition, which kill mostly infants and children, AIDS kills primarily young adults and leaves many children orphaned, some of whom are also infected with HIV, the virus that can lead to AIDS. Worldwide, AIDS is the leading cause of death for people of ages 15 to 49. This pandemic has a devastating effect in some countries and has changed their population age structures. This has had a number of harmful effects. One is a sharp drop in the average life expectancy, especially in several southern African countries where 15 to 26% of all people between ages 15 to 49 are infected with HIV. Another is the loss of productive young adult workers and trained personnel such as scientists, farmers, engineers, and teachers, as well as government, business, and healthcare workers. The essential services that they provide are therefore lacking, and there are fewer taxpayers and fewer workers available to support the very young and the elderly. Many experts have called for the creation of a massive international program to help countries ravaged by AIDS. This concludes this section of AP Environmental Science. Feel free to look through any other section on AP Environmental Science as well as review this section using the provided platform.